There is one number in finance that gets quoted everywhere: earnings calls, pitch decks, loan documents, headlines: EBITDA. And a lot of people who say it could not tell you exactly what it is or what it leaves out. By the end of this video, you will be able to do both. We will build Redline's EBITDA from the ground up, see why it is genuinely useful, and see the one thing it is very good at hiding. Start with the word. EBITDA is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That sounds more complicated than it is. It means we start with profit, then add back interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Not because those things are fake. They're not fake. We add them back because EBITDA is trying to show earnings before those costs. The real question is this: if those costs are real, why would anyone want to look past them? Let's build it. Start with the bottom line we already know from Redline's income statement. Net income, $9.1 million. That is the profit left after every cost, including interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Now we add those items back one at a time. Taxes, $2.4 million. Put it back. Interest, $7.1 million. Put it back. Depreciation and amortization, $4.2 million. Put it back. Each add-backs makes the number climb because we are removing a cost from the calculation. $9.1 million of net income plus $13.8 million of add-backs lands here. EBITDA of $22.9 million. That is a 15.5% EBITDA margin, much larger than the 6.2% net margin we started with. And there is a fair case for using it. Interest depends on how the company is financed. Taxes depend on structure, timing, and where the company operates. Depreciation and amortization depend on accounting estimates and past investment decisions. Strip those out, and EBITDA gives you a cleaner look at the operating engine. How much earning power does the business have before financing, taxes, and non-cash accounting charges? That is why analysts quote it. That is why lenders use it. That is why buyers care about it. Used carefully, EBITDA is a good tool. Now the other side. Earnings before interest does not mean the interest went away. Redline still owes about $7.1 million of interest because it carries a large debt load. Add the interest back on paper, and the lender still expects to be paid in cash. Same with taxes. You can add them back to calculate EBITDA, but tax payments are still real. Depreciation is different. It is not a current year cash payment, but it is not nothing. Depreciation represents equipment wearing out over time. A factory does not run forever on yesterday's machines. Redline added back $4.2 million of depreciation and amortization, but it also spent about $5.2 million on capital expenditures this year. So EBITDA removes the accounting charge. It does not remove the need to reinvest in the business. The costs do not disappear. They just move outside this one number. Here is the test that cuts through it. EBITDA says Redline generated $22.9 million. Now go back to the cash flow statement. How much operating cash flow did the business actually produce? $2.3 million. That is the gap. EBITDA is nearly 10 times Redline's operating cash flow. $22.9 million of EBITDA, $2.3 million of operating cash flow. A gap of more than $20 million. That gap is not a rounding error. It is interest, taxes, capital needs, and working capital that EBITDA does not capture. Receivables grew, inventory grew, cash got tied up inside the business. EBITDA did not show that, because EBITDA is not cash. It was never meant to be cash. The trouble starts when people treat it like it is. Now ask the obvious question: who loves EBITDA the most? Companies with debt love it. Buyers love it. Lenders use it. Private equity uses it constantly, and you can see why. The biggest add-back here is interest. Interest is created by debt, so the more leveraged a company is, the more EBITDA can differ from actual net income and cash flow. Redline has about $99 million of total debt. Against EBITDA of $22.9 million, that is debt to EBITDA of about 4.3 times. That ratio matters because it tells lenders and owners whether the debt looks serviceable. EBITDA is popular in leveraged deals because it shows the business before the cost of leverage. That can be useful. It can also be flattering.
So when should you trust EBITDA?
Trust it when you are comparing the operating performance of two businesses and want to separate the business from how it is financed. Trust it when you want a quick view of operating earning power. Trust it when you understand exactly what has been added back. When should you not trust it? The moment someone implies EBITDA is the cash the company made. The moment it is used to wave away a debt load. The moment the add-backs become the whole story. Read EBITDA as what it is: operating earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Used that way, it is useful. Mistake it for cash, and it will fool you. Next in Foundations, we take on the most misunderstood add-back on its own: depreciation. And if you want to see EBITDA used under real pressure, debt, covenants, lenders, and a CFO deciding what the number really means, that is the main series. Every line ties out to the dollar. That is the promise.